By the way, that thumbnail you had for
You see it?
let me check
PA.
here. I'm looking right now. I'm just refreshing my computer. Why are you taking so long to refresh computer?
Well, didn't you say you lived in a sticks and it sucks out there or something?
I do, but it never takes this long to refresh. Jesus. Yeah, it's showing that you're live. Let me check
PA.
here.
I hate when it lags.
Is it buffering, you said?
Two watching, and that's probably us. So.
Probably. All right. Well.
And it keeps saying live stream offline.
Yep, it says live stream's offline right now. Come on, technology, stop being a jerk.
And you have to do live stream at 7, correct?
Yeah.
Oh my god, well what if it just doesn't work today? I have sucky internet as well.
Just came back up, it looks like.
If anyone wants to come hang out with us. I have Fleshwa doing a piece for my channel art, you know, like the banner.
Yeah.
It is so cool. I cannot wait.
Like that Fleshwa does good work.
Mm-hmm.
I just tweeted it out to see if we can get some people here.
Yeah. Well, I only do it once every month. I know I should do it more, but I guess I'm a shy person, so I don't feel of that interesting. All right, let me.
So what's the banner look like for Flesh?
Is okay. You know, it has my YouTube. Trying to do and chewing gum. Oh my gosh. No, I'm just kidding. It keeps saying I'm offline. You know, and I thought about it. I thought about it, and you know, my kids, when they're doing like Fortnite, they have to get online to play that off. That's mean, but because I feel like we're gonna struggle in going on and off.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a struggle for people to get on and listen, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, we have 3 watching, so there is a curious one watching, but not saying anything. Anyways, okay, what I have done, well, it was my vision, because she was like, well, what do you want? And I'm like, well, I want something for my channel art, because I already have 2 characters, you know, the skeleton and the regular zombie girl. And so I told her, you know, on top of the curious raven where the R is, there is a raven perched on top of it, and it's looking down. And where it's looking down, there is a body on the ground, dead. There's another raven that's
nice.
There's another raven that's sitting right below where the other one's looking down. And my son's listening. Tell your brother to get off the internet. Anyways, so it it's looking down at the other raven, okay, that's just like perched on the dead body. And then at the head of the dead body
Yeah.
is another raven, but he has an eyeball in his mouth.
Nice.
So he is eating, it's kind of like a vulture. He's eating the dead guy that's on the ground. And I just love it. And then there's two trees that mirror each other, kind of like on the border, but you can only see it if you're like on the computer or it'll show up. But other than that, it's just that. And I'm excited.
Yeah. When I actually we bring up like Karens, like the birds of prey, the ones that eat like the dead.
Vultures.
And I'm just thinking to myself, yeah, like vultures and stuff. And I'm just thinking like what evolutionary this dead thing that stinks. like what happened with like because like there's eagles and hawks and stuff that eat rodents. But then there's these things that are like actually scavengers and go out of their way to eat dead things, and I'm just like, how did in like nature, how did that particular thing like happen? Like, it's just it was like an interesting thought that I had the other.
We eat dead things.
Yeah, but we don't eat them raw, and and after they're already started to decompose.
Yeah, that's true. I don't. They're so hungry that I don't think they even care. They're just. It's gross.
Yeah,
but...
were they like so low in the pecking order of carnivorous birds that they just couldn't get any actual live prey, so they just said, screw it, I'm just gonna eat the leftovers.
Man. Well, ravens and I think crows are too. Are like omnivores, they eat, have a continuous following. Does that make sense?
Yeah. That makes sense. I just shared it in my server and added everyone to try to get some more people in here.
And I just tweeted the link out too. Anyways, so I'm really excited to get that. She's been keeping me updated, she's really good about that. And, she wrote that she got a speeding ticket and needed help. And I said, hey, I'll send you a little bit of money. You draw me something.
I'll send you money and you give me things.
Well, isn't that how it goes?
Yeah, I was watching. There's this YouTuber Ryan George, and he's like the first person to ever shoplift. And it's like, hey, what are you doing? He's like, I'm just gonna go home, make a list of things I'm not gonna do. He's like, no, with the shirt. He's like, well, I figured I saw it and I liked it. I was gonna take it home with me, wear it, and then put it in a drawer and forget about it. He said, but you can't just take it. He's like, why not? He's like, you just gotta give me money. He's like, well, I don't want to give you money. I decided. And he's like, well, that's not how this works. You come to the counter. You give me the money, I give you the shirt and a little paper receipt, and that's my blessing for you to leave. And he's like, well, no, I just decided I don't want it. I'm just gonna take it. And it's just a skit with him doing ridiculous things like that. And I've been binge watching his channel. It's just way too entertaining.
You know who I've been binge watching? I mean, it's kind of like a cliche thing. I've been watching lately Sam and Colby and TFIL, especially them playing pranks on each other, but it's like really old videos, like 4 years ago.
Nice.
And it's hilarious how they prank each other.
Yeah. I remember I was watching this prank video, and I don't remember who it was because it was so long ago. And I only watched one of their videos, but it was literally this guy. He was sleeping, and while he was sleeping, his brother or his friend put like wax on his hairy chest and just right like while he was sleeping, rips it off, and you just see this guy just bolt upright screaming, and I'm like, why is Pain the youngest niece? And she'll be like, and when she was very young, her dad was holding her, and and he was trying to get something out of the cupboard, and she had the door, she kept smacking him in the face with it, and it progressively got harder and harder, and every time she did it, I laughed, and every time I laughed, she just smacked him harder, and I'm just like, this is probably one of the greatest moments of my life.
You're sadistic. No, just kidding.
Well, yeah, he ended up cheating on my sister and divorcing her, so
Oh,
I look upon that memory. Hey,
that's the way that I.
Furberries is here. What's going on, Fur?
I think since my thing keeps dropping and buffering and all that, it's just. I don't. Come. Oh, Furberries. Almost said fur babies. is still here.
Yeah, Furberries is there. So my dyslexia is bad, and first time I saw Furberries, my brain went. What's that?
I said, I remember them growing up. Especially when they would say, what would they say? Yum, yum, or something like that.
Yum.
Yum.
But they don't have batteries in them, and each time I walk down the stairs and I look at them, I'm like, if you come to life, I will kill you with fire. Don't even test me.
People, see, it's only showing one watching now. Come on, internet.
And another's at least two, because I have it playing while muted, and then I know Furberries is here.
Can you hear the music in the background when you listen to it? There should be music. Anyways, anywho. Like I was trying to tell you before, that I had a Redditor send me a story. And at first, because I asked for stories, and to be honest, I just read a tiny bit of it, and then I'll go, this is interesting. You see what I'm saying? And then I'll ask permission, and then they'll let me read it. Well, so I hadn't really sat down and recorded it yet, and when I started reading it, I'm like, what? No music thing first. It makes me wonder if it's too low. It's showing that it's playing. Can you hear it any better? I turned it up a little bit. So the story was, he had 2 kids and a wife. Maybe very quietly. Okay, hold on. I wonder if you can hear it now. I can hear it, but it's because it's on my side. Are you still there, PA?
Oh yeah, I'm still here. I'm just trying.
Oh, you scared me for a minute.
I'm just trying to see if I can hear the music. Yeah, I can't hear any music.
Huh. Well, that's very unfair. Okay, so, he's an older man, has a wife, and has 2 children. And the children are young. One's like 3 and one's like 1. So the 1-year-old doesn't talk that much. But the 3-year-old can. And they moved into a new house and noticed that they started having weird stuff happening around the house. They started being able to see. Well, the kids started to see stuff. And then sometimes his wife would say she would, hear people, she would see people, and it was freaking her out. But he was more skeptic. So
Yeah.
he didn't really see on first hand of a ghost in the house or demons or whatever. So one day, one of the boys looked up and started kind of like talking to the air, and they're like, "Who are you talking to?" And he's like, "The man that's on the ceiling, And it's weird because my kids used to do that too.
Jesus.
And people, they just, they don't understand that, like I remember my younger son, he's what, 8 now, almost 8. When he was a baby, he would look up at the corner of the room and just giggle and laugh like someone was playing with him. And I used to tell myself, oh,
Jesus.
it's just his great grandmother Nana playing with him. As long as they're not making my child cry, I'm fine with it, And Landon, when he was a little older, he was, I would say, like 5. He was over at my sister's house one time, and he was waving at someone through the back door, and my sister's like, "Who are you waving at?" And he's like, "The man that's outside." And she's like, "What? What man?" And she goes, "Well, tell him bye, because he said that he looked like a teenager.
Leaving, and on the way out, just have a Molotov cocktail.
Someone was watching me." And I got a weird, eerie feeling, but I thought, well, my husband loves this house. Let's just go ahead and get it. And we were tired of looking. Well, when we got into it, it always just seemed like someone was watching us. And like I said, Landon, when he was 3 at the time, he took a mag light flashlight, like one of those huge big ones. We had a 70-gallon tank in our like sunroom, and I was in the living room and I heard the little clanking sound, but I thought he was playing with something on the tile. But all of a sudden I heard a swoosh, like a really whooshing sound, and I ran in there, and the fish were flopping on the floor, and he was sitting there with the
Jesus.
flashlight. And I was like, why would he randomly start doing that? A 3-year-old, where would he get the idea to take a flashlight and bang it really hard against a fish tank?
Right.
And I felt like that was something paranormal. And it started from there, from that house.
I've always
So-
said whenever you go buy a new house, you need to bring a dog with you, for a very specific reason. You need
That's a
to,
good idea.
if the dog refuses to go into any room or even into that house,
Mhm.
don't house.
Don't buy
Just
it.
don't do it.
That's a good idea. It's a good idea.
Because
Well-
animals sense the supernatural, and they're like,
Yep.
nope.
There was this, my childhood friends, their house next door to us was haunted. Me up. Well, I woke up because something hit the floor like a cup, and I looked over, and the cat kind of, looked up at the same time and looked scared and, growled and then ran off. And I'm like, oh gosh, he probably saw something,
Yeah. That
Creepy.
guy was just like, hey, I need a safe place to hunker down because there's something not right with that house.
You're going to tell me about... Well, I mean, I have
But,
so many, and I don't want to be just me talking. So
So yeah, I have a few. Some of them aren't very scary, but some of them I'm just like, I if that never happens again, it'll be too soon. Uh, so I live on a haunted house. I live in a haunted house. My property's haunted. So I've had little experiences where the ghosts like to just be funny and randomly just turn my television from watching it, and I just yell at them and they turn it back. They've turned on the shower, flushing light flickers. The shower turns on full blast. The toilet flushes in. The sink just turns on. Both handles just. My mom's like, it was just pressure in the pipes. I'm like, yeah, mom, pressure in the pipes did all of that.
how long
What
were
are
you in that
smoking? Because I
house?
might take some. What's that?
How long were you in the house? Like, how long did you live in the
Oh, I
haunted?
still live in that house.
Ooh, you do.
I'm here.
The stream is dropping really bad, guys. To be honest, it's probably my end because of my kids playing on their electronics and being on. Aww. Why is this happening? Can you still hear me?
Think you may, yeah, I can say. You think maybe if you ask the kids just to get off the internet to see if that'll pick things up, that'll work.
That would be like war. Let me get.
Tell them it's for an hour. If they can't last an hour, then they got problems.
I'm gonna tell my older son to get off the Wi-Fi.
Alrighty, and then hopefully that'll pick up the stream so they can actually hear the story. You know.
Because he's on it right now. He's like, Mom, what's going on with your live stream? I'm like, keeps going, on and off, on and off. Huh?
I was to say what's going on is there's too much bandwidth in your house being taken up. So, yeah. So you can't. Your computer's not getting enough of what it needs.
Oh, I can hear my son saying, "Oh, my 8-year-old, he is like a drama queen, and he."
But if I've dealt with enough children to know that it's drama queen children are not fun.
No.
But not too long after that, they were on vacation, and I was just chilling downstairs watching TV and eating something, and there was an old lady who before they owned this house before we did. She passed away in it. And I was just watching TV, and the next thing you know, it just clicks over to the news, like one channel at a time. It wasn't like somebody sat on the remote or something. The remote was all across the room, and I'm like, "Hey, I was watching it back." It goes back to what I was watching. But as recently, I was on Discord one night, and I have a mouth like a sailor, and I was just cursing up a storm. And the next thing you know, I was on video, by the way, so people have saw this. I'm just sitting here leaning forward in my talking to my microphone, and the next thing you know, you got yanked backwards. Apparently, the ghost did not like the language in which I was using.
Maybe it's like a mom or like a grandma that lives there.
Oh yeah, it's definitely the old lady's spirit. Like it's definitely her spirit.
Oh.